Welcome to Discover Ramona, where we explore the people, places, and businesses that make it the best place to live. I'm your host, Valley, and I'm here with my co-host, Jan Ryan. Hi, Jan.
Hi, Valley. How are you?
I'm good. It's good to see you. It's been a while.
Yeah.
So, Jan, how's the market doing? Like, I know interest rates are kind of yo-yoing. I personally am waiting for them to come down. Tell us what you're seeing.
Well, what I'm seeing, I like to look at the history, to see if I can get a trend. And I did a little research, and the crazy thing is the interest rates between 1971 and today, the average was 7.76, which is kind of crazy. So they're kind of not too far off from where we are today. Yeah. And then the other thing, the lowest rate was 2.65 January of 21. It doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but it was actually over 3 years ago. And then the high rate, I'm sure you don't remember, and most people don't remember. I remember it was 18.63 in October of 81 was the high during the oil crisis. So if you can get a trend from that. But where are we at now?
I think that if people want to predict like interest rates coming down, you really need to look at the job market. When we had a huge rate dip and we were in the 2s and 3s, we had one of the highest unemployment filing rates that we've had since '08 crash.
Wow.
Now, the housing market didn't crash, but unemployment was way, way up. It's still down. It's still really low. Statistically, it's just average at where it normally is and kind of keeping that trend. So do I see interest rates getting back to 3%? No, I don't. So like they say, the sooner that you can get into the market, the better, because values will continue to climb.
I agree with you. I keep waiting for rates to come down and maybe go up and down a little bit.
It just means job loss.
Yeah, it's not a bad rate. We just have to get used to it.
Yeah. Okay, Jan, so you brought with us a special guest today.
I did. I am so excited that John Hasz with the Ramona Music Center is joining us today.
Let's meet him.
Ever since I asked you to be my wife, well, I don't mean to brag, but I might have to boast. Thankful for this life coast to coast. Ever since you walked into that room.
John Hasz, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your background and kind of what got you here today.
Okay, so I grew up in Ramona. I've been a musician for most of my life, and when I was 21, I got the chance to buy Ramona Music Center with a partner of mine, Bailey Strayer, and that was just an amazing opportunity. And then since then, I've just kept really busy, starting new stuff and connecting with people all over the county, and just having a blast with that.
So you grew up in Ramona, like born and raised?
Born in Flagstaff, moved there in '90, so I've been there since I think I was first grade, 91 at Barnett.
So you've really seen kind of like the explosion in Ramona.
I think he's partly responsible for that.
At least in the recent years, I can take a little bit of that.
And then you still live there now, so you live, work, play in Ramona.
That's it, absolutely, yeah. Hyper local, for sure.
Yeah, hyper local. And we were just talking a little bit off camera about different spots to hike and being hyper local. I mean, you know all the spots and probably all the people, and I'm sure the people know you, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It makes business really easy because I went to school with everyone, or I've seen them every week for the last 10 years.
Tell us a little bit about your hobbies and interests.
I do probably 90% music, but I love hiking. I love traveling. I have a band with my wife. We're called The Beard and the Bird. We do like rockabilly, western swing, folk jazz. Thank you so much. And so we travel a fair amount doing that, which is awesome. But I always love coming back to Ramona.
And you told us that you're creating a show, a little bit of and your experience on the road, right? Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so it's called Traveling Through. It's on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. And while we're out on the road, I've just wanted to meet songwriters in whatever major city that we happen to be going through, and just connect with them and help feature them on this YouTube series. And it's just been an amazing networking opportunity for me, but also to give these artists, I don't charge them for anything, so I just basically, hopefully long-term, it can be a Patreon-supported thing where I can just help artists all over the country. Cool. And we started everything in Ramona at our music store, so there's a whole series with every place that I film. So there's the After Hours Studio, which is part of my music store called Ramona Music Center, and so artists come in when they're either traveling through San Diego, and we'll film a song or two.
Oh, nice. That's so cool. Have you always been this artistic person, like even in high school when you were growing up?
Oh, yeah. I mean, fourth grade. As long as I can remember, I was building. My parents have both artistic minds, no artistic like professional background, but they really encouraged me to run in those directions.
Did you do music in high school when you were a young adult?
I started music I think in third or fourth grade, and it was kind of this. I always jumped around to a million different things. Every 6 months, I wanted to be a cowboy, and then I wanted to be, But I always would do like guitar, and then I would do roping, and then I would jump back to drums, and then I'd jump over to, okay, I'm going to be a BMXer when I grow up, and then I would jump back to guitar again, and so it became the common thread my whole life.
Cool.
Was I always went back to music, and then probably 14, it was like all over. It was all music, all day. That's all I cared about. All I saved my money for. Yeah, going to concerts, meeting people.
And your parents were really supportive of that, I assume?
Hugely, absolutely. So thankful. Both of them helped me out so much. We didn't have a lot of money growing up, but they always found a way to, like, okay, if this is what you need to get to the next level, we'll make it happen.
I like that.
Yeah.
And John's been so supportive or instigating the Ramona music scene. I can't believe everything you've done for the community.
This has been an incredible year.
An incredible
Absolutely.
year. And
Absolutely.
he and Ashley Norton together both got Citizen of the Year
Yeah.
for the work that they've done for the
Yeah.
community.
Nice.
Yeah.
Not surprising. I mean, I got the chance to meet her, and I think that if you guys are of the same accord, like it makes a ton of sense.
Absolutely.
I get, yeah.
It's one heck of a partnership.
Yeah. So tell us about your business, what it is that you do, kind of your passions behind it.
So, small town music store, 1,500 square feet. We do a little bit of everything. It was my first job when I was a junior, and then when I turned 21, we had the chance to buy it, and so that was my first business.
Wow.
And that was just a whirlwind, but now I've had it for 17 years, which is amazing. We've made it through stock market crashes, we made it through fires, we've made it through COVID. I mean, so we're really proud of that. We do repairs, lessons, rentals, sales. We even have our own guitar company now that we're selling all over the country out of our little tiny building.
Yeah.
And then we have a recording studio there too, and that's been a huge thing for Ramona. That was one of the first big projects that we did as the Ramona Music Alliance with Ashley, is we did the Our Ramona CD, and we had 16 artists out of Ramona all writing their own songs about their experience in Ramona, whether they were transplants, whether they grew up here, different age groups, different backgrounds, and we put that all together, and we did this big fundraiser for Ramona Town Hall in December.
Nice.
And that was one of the most successful CD projects I've ever been a part of.
I know that you guys are really proud of that. I've heard a lot about it, and it's such a cool collective of people doing that, And it's so cool that you guys supported it,
I'm really lucky that the town supports us.
Yeah.
And that's a huge part of it too, right? It's we can dream, but if we don't have people showing up for stuff, then there's no way we can run in the same direction on that. So it means a lot.
And being in business for 17 years, I'm sure you've learned a lot. What are some big lessons that you've learned in business, or things that you can kind of contribute back to life as just a human being?
I mean, always be in a small town. I'm sure it's big. It's different than some of the big city life, but your reputation is just absolutely paramount to success. So that's a huge part of it. Just making sure we always take care of people. If something goes sideways, go above and beyond to make sure we take care of everyone, so that in 10 years when someone says, hey, where should I go, you're always at the top of their list. For me, it's been, we have a really small store. We had a chance to get to a bigger one right around like 2008, and I'm thankful that we didn't, just because it could have been, we would be probably closed if we had signed.
Things change
so
quick.
Being really smart and pivoting. I think, because I started into business around 2008, 2009, I just have to keep my head on a swivel. Every year is different, it seems like.
Did you learn things, like you were pretty young as a business owner, did you learn things quick and hard young?
Yeah, absolutely. And I definitely sit more on like the more protective, kind of careful side. So we didn't sign these massive leases, which would have been pretty rough. But so my growth is real slow. I try to pay for everything only when I have it and not take on big debt.
And I think your store right there is a hub.
Absolutely.
Everybody goes there.
That's why we named it the Music Center, because we do so much more than just sales, right? So the idea was, if someone needs a teacher, they can call us. If someone needs recording, they can get. If they just need connections on, where should I reach out to gigs? We're informational as much as anything else.
And repair as well, yeah.
Exactly.
All of those things are huge, because there's not if you even come down the hill, it's hard to really find a good shop, right?
There's not a lot of music stores anymore. When I first started, there were, I think, 60 or 70, and now we're down to like 10-ish mom and pop shops. it's just a really hard industry with online. So we've pivoted, not so much into the retail part of it, but more the community service.
Do you also perform?
Yeah. So I do probably 3 to 5 performances a week.
You do? Where? Where are some places you perform?
We've got a long list of amazing places. We've got the Barn. This is just the Ramona area. This is the Barn, Red, Whites, and Brews, Pamu Winery, the Par Lounge. I've played at Cheers in the past. I'm trying to think of other places. Molly Malone's, which is not Molly's anymore. It's the Up the Hill Grill. But so there's like 5 or 6 places that are really good downtown, and then we have this budding winery scene that we're really, really excited to partner with, and I mean that puts us on the regional map. We have a lot of people coming up. I mean, I played a place called Orchard Hill up in Julian this weekend, and we had a bunch of people from Riverside. And then the weekend before we played there was a bunch of people from Riverside, the Laguna Beach. Like, how are you finding out about this little bed and breakfast? It's amazing. So I think everything's working symbiotically for the first time. We've got all these industries that are all working together. It's great.
Yeah. I heard you guys are, what is it, the new Austin?
That's the new
I've heard that, Austin of the West, yep.
Yeah. And I think as far as people coming from Riverside, and it's not surprising to me, we've talked about taking the wineries up to San Bernardino and spreading the word out there. So I think that, it's just word of mouth. And like you said, good reputation, it spreads quickly.
Absolutely.
And more and more people are going to come down to the wineries and see you guys perform. So keep going out there,
And he and his wife, Catherine, are amazing.
Thank you so much.
I heard them. I was so impressed.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, we love playing.
What kind of music is it again?
So we do a mix of a lot of different things. So when just her and I play, we do a lot of like jazz, traditional jazz, and like old country swing, which is like jazz and old country mixed together, which we love. But then when we get a bigger show, we have pull in other players. We have Michael Rare plays drums with us, and we've got a couple other drummers. He's wonderful. And so when we do that, we're more like Brian Setzer, Stray Cats, kind of rockabilly.
Yeah.
And we even do like some rockabilly heavy metal covers for people who like that. So we have this really wide variety of shows depending on where we're playing and who we're playing with.
It's kind of like how you said earlier that you jumped around with different instruments. You kind of jumped around to different genres, which it's cool. It keeps you eclectic. It keeps things fresh.
I think that's one of the things that's interesting about being in a music store, especially teaching, because I have like 40, 50 students a week, and each one of them brings in something they want to learn, right? And so one student will be bluegrass, and then the next one's some death metal, hardcore, heavy thing, right? And then someone else wants rap. And so every week I'm exposed to 40 new artists.
Wait, you're teaching rap?
Yeah, I'll teach rap guitar. Absolutely,
Really?
We do Coolio, and
That's so cool.
a lot of them have guitar parts. So
Really?
and video game music is really big right now.
Oh, it is, yeah.
So I teach a lot of that to younger kids and stuff. But
What a great resource for kids.
yeah, absolutely, and adults. I mean, I've got I have a couple students in their 80s picking up banjo for the first time. How cool is that? Or cello, or whatever. So yeah, love
That's
it.
exciting. I mean, it's really neat to know because, like I said, there's not anything really down the hill that's like that. It's so unique.
Yeah, absolutely. And because we're so, I don't know, we're up there and we're all together and we have this really good sense of community. Everything keeps spiraling bigger and bigger. It's hard to believe.
You probably have all these ideas of different things you want to do, right?
Absolutely. Not enough time in the day.
And I think the magic is so inclusive.
Yeah,
Everybody's
absolutely.
included. Nobody's left out. It's like, come join.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's a huge part of, I think, with the Ramona thing is we have only room for growth. So we're trying to get more people from down the hill up so that they can see what we're doing and we can kind of key in with them. This year has been, we've built up the Ramona scene really well, and so this is the year that we bring Ramona to the rest of the county. And try. So we have a lot of, I have a new series at the Barn, which is one of our favorite venues. Once a month I get to do a cross county promotional thing. So we're calling it the Barn Showcase. So I get 1 local band and 2 out-of-town bands. And so we're trying to then get our Ramona bands down to the coast in Vista or down to the Old Sod and Adams Ave. And so, cross promotion. We all win.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, you have such a light, like happy spirit. It's really fun to be around you.
That's awesome.
I mean, do you ever get like overwhelmed with everything?
Oh, absolutely.
You
but
do?
I balance it really well. My positivity drives my wife crazy sometimes. She's like, how can you be so positive?
Oh, yeah.
But it's great. We balance each other out really well.
You do? Good. And so you guys are in all of this together. Does she work at the shop with you?
No, so she kind of has a whole different background. We actually just started playing music together about 2 years ago. We actually, cute story. We met at the music store when we were kids in high school.
Oh, I
and
didn't
so
know
she
that.
was, so she was the singer in a punk band. So she had this red scarf and she came in to buy strings or whatever. And that's when we started we were friends. And basically 6 years of just being really good best friends.
Yeah.
And then figured out the rest after that.
That's so cool.
So recently music has added to our kind of our relationship.
Oh, that's so
But it's
neat.
been a blast. And it's like the best thing for me too, because when I go on tour, I don't have to be away from her. I get to go with her.
Yeah.
And it's a whole different
And
level.
it's another perspective just to add different angles and different ideas to what you
Absolutely.
do.
Yeah.
I love that.
So she was, she sang? when she
So
was-
she sang and played guitar in a punk
Yeah.
band. And then
that's cool.
years later, do you remember when the power got cut in Arizona and we all had like the San
Yes.
Diego blackout?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we had nothing else to do, and so I brought this giant bass home, and I was like, here's your bass.
Really?
And so she's like, what do you mean? I was like, I don't know, it looks cool. You like
Yeah.
rockabilly? Let's figure it out. And then 7 years later, now she's
Oh my
playing
gosh.
shows in front of all these people all over coast to coast.
That
How
is so
nerve-wracking.
cool.
It make me so nervous. That would be
And she has that. There's no question. She definitely, we're very different people. I can get up on stage with the mic and
Yeah.
and just run with it. And she has a lot of anxiety. So but I think it's been really great for her, like working through it. And she's got a lot to be proud of.
Do you have any upcoming shows?
We do. I'm trying to think. So we are playing Gator by the Bay,
Oh, cool.
which is awesome. I
I've
love
been
that
there,
one.
yeah.
So we're playing on Sunday there. I know we're playing. God, we have a bunch of shows, and I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. May 3rd, I think we're at the Barn. We got called for Adams Avenue Roots Festival,
Cool.
the Unplugged one in April. I don't know what time we're there yet, but we're going to be there. We play at Orchard Hill once a month up in Julian, which is a great getaway. We're going to be at Heroes. So basically, if they just go to thebeardandthebird.com,
I
you
love
can find
that.
all that stuff. Or find us on Facebook or Instagram.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Jan, again, you brought a really cool, unique guest. I love it.
It's all from Ramona, It's
It
all the
is.
water up there.
It is.
It must be.
Something in the water.
Yeah, there is. There is. So thank you so much for being on our
Yeah.
show and bringing to light what it is that you do. I hope more people down the hill do learn about your business because I feel like it's very useful. And yet you got to go to Ramona to get it, but you guys are also online selling products and you have a lot of different ways to contact you on social media and
Absolutely.
things like that. So thank you so much for what you do
Yeah.
for the community. Thank you for sharing about your business
Yeah,
and your
thank you
life
for having
with
me.
us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks so much. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching Discover Ramona. We'll see you next time.